What are your views on school reopening?
How the school reopening in March is that it's not the best option right now and it might not be very safe. But I've heard that there are safety precautions taking place. For example, there will not be a lot of people in the class and that it's going to be disinfected most of the time. So I personally will not be going back this spring, but maybe people who actually need some in-person assistance will be able to do that. So for that reason, it is good because school provides more opportunities to people who are maybe struggling and who might need some extra assistance.
And when it comes to my opinion on the school reopening again, I'm at a middle ground with it because as a student myself, I am still at fear with my health, along with many other students, I believe, too, as well as parents and teachers. Even if the trends are dialed down, especially since our school has had COVID cases, there's still that fear that's alive. But, however, I do see that side where students and teachers will start to become more interactive and maybe easier for a lot of students because online learning could be tough. And just having that set schedule again could really bring that balance in students' lives along with teachers because teachers can finally feel connected to their students without having to speak to cameras always off and mics always off on Zoom meetings. So, yeah, I do believe it'll definitely restore that needed order as humans that we want to communicate and be able to learn efficiently.
I think that the school district is kind of rushing to get people back into schools and they're doing what they can to follow the guidelines, but I don't think it's going to last very long.
Do you think that many students will take the vaccine before school reopens?
When it comes to students taking the vaccine before the school reopening, I believe that the teachers should definitely get tested. The staff working around the school should get tested and get vaccinated, or at least just tested negative to make sure the environment is safe. And also, as well, just the school taking safety precautions because vaccinations may not be enough because they're not 100% effective. So I believe that yes, students, if that's a possibility, students will take the vaccine and yeah, just making sure that safety precautions are implemented and the staff is as well safe to make sure there are no cases involved.
Personally, I would get the vaccine as soon as they offered it to me, but I don't think kids are as high as a priority to get the vaccine right now. So I don't think a lot of kids are going to get the vaccine. But I think a lot of kids would do anything to get back in school. So if you offered them the vaccine, I think they'd take it.
I don't think many students will be taking the vaccinations. One reason for that is I've heard many people around me saying that it's not proved to be working yet. Oh, I don't want to be risking it. I don't want to be taking the vaccine. So if I'm gonna be judging based on my surroundings, um, not a lot of students will be willing to take the vaccine, but hopefully on like more broad perspective, people will start to realize that as soon as they get the vaccine, the faster the pandemic will be ending.
What do you think will happen once a student or a teacher catches the virus?
I think when a student or a teacher catches the virus, I think they're just going to send everyone back to distance learning like usual for the rest of the school year. Maybe try again once before school ends, but I think that's really it.
I think that once a teacher or a student will be diagnosed with coronavirus, they will be quarantined, and because of the chance of them passing it to others, the school might get closed for 2 weeks because that's how long it is taking for the coronavirus to be found via testing. Um, so yeah, the school is just gonna temporarily close until they find if somebody else got the
When it comes
virus
to a
too.
student or a teacher receiving COVID, I believe that we should definitely go back to online and take this as a lesson for the school, the teachers, the students, the parents to think about like the awareness that it may be causing to the health of all of us, along with the fact that there needs to be stronger safety precautions and just making sure that the students are socially distancing, the teachers are, parents are, and just like as humans, being aware of our surroundings.
Will the students take care of their hygiene and follow the safety procedures?
I really hope the students will take all the safety requirements seriously and will not be joking around with it by not following it or doing some really stupid things. I really hope so. I believe that it is gonna be for the best of everybody, and hopefully people realize that it's important to follow the safety
In my
precautions.
opinion, when it comes to hygiene, I am not sure that a lot of the students will make sure they're taking those safety precautions because my past experience at Intercom, I've seen lots of dirty bathrooms, the floor also dirty as well, and students just littering. And I feel bad for the people who have to clean up for it. But yeah, I feel like though that people are more aware now, definitely aware of their surroundings. And since Intercom is such a big school, I hope students will make sure to take care of themselves, and as well as teachers too, and the staff around the school.
I think when the students are being monitored, they'll take care of the hygiene and they'll follow guidelines. But I think on their own, I don't think they're going to follow hygiene guidelines.
Do most students prefer distance learning or in person learning?
On the matter of whether or not students prefer to do online learning versus in person learning, I think it just really depends on the person. For me personally, I do better in person. However, I do realize that it is not safe as of right now still. I mean, even if the cases, the trends are at a low level compared to back then, I do believe just being cautious is the most important step in order to really get back into business.
I think everyone prefers in person learning than distance learning. It's much more difficult to do distance learning than in person learning. But I know a lot of people recognize the risks of in person learning. And I think the school district opening up in person learning just so you could do distance learning in class is not going to be very helpful or very useful.
I believe that unless the students need some extra help in person, they would prefer the virtual learning. Just like I am and most of my friends, I would choose to study virtually because I just think that it's not ready. I'm not ready to go back to school yet. It's still kind of too dangerous. I want to minimize the chance of me getting sick because not everybody is vaccinated yet. There is no guarantee that the students will be following the safety precautions.